What it is, squad. You already know what it is. It's your girl Kaylee, and welcome to the corner. How y'all doing this good Saturday? The sun is out over here. It's looking like a lovely day. But last night, y'all, that weather was that weather was crazy. Like I saw hail size, like golf ball size, tennis ball size of hail. And I hadn't seen this since I was like little. I've seen like the little pellets here and there, but to actually see them plopping down on the ground and then seeing a full space of just little golf ball size hell, no, it was crazy. So prayers up for those who got caught in it driving and received damages from it last night. I know for sure, some people had some shattered glasses, car windows around here. And it had to be scary to drive around in there for about 20 minutes. So if you made it home safely, it probably felt like you were beaten to death. So thank the Lord, thank the universe, your higher being for your safety. So that brings me to everything that I'm thankful for this year and all of my life, and the unexpected pieces that come falling down and the journey that we have been able to be a part of throughout this life and continuing at life. So today I have a guest who will expand on that a little bit from his perspective as well. But before we get into it, go ahead and hit that like button, comment, let me know you here in the corner with us this afternoon. Go ahead and subscribe, hit that subscribe button, subscribe, because you want to stay here for all things boss. But yeah, now we're about to get into it. So welcoming one of my fellow YouTube bosses, Mr. Slim Jim Longfoot.
Yo, what's up? Kaylee, what's happening? Kaylee, we in the house, baby. We in the house, baby.
What's good, my guy?
Man, hey, everything is good. And God's grace, we still here. We breathing, we living.
Amen.
It's Saturday, but it's Saturday.
Mm-hmm. But Saturday, what you up to? What's on the agenda for today?
Cooling it with Kaylee the boss right now. And then after that, I'm gonna get back to working on my book and then watch a new movie with my dad. It's Father's Day weekend, it's Juneteenth weekend. You know what I'm saying? We out here. We inside though. We inside because outside is crazy. You gotta avoid the craziness outside as much as you possibly can. You dig?
That's no lie.
Other than that, that's what it is right now. You know what I'm saying? So shoot. My book that I'm working on is issue number 1 of Jelly Bean Dream. I'm right now in the final phases of the post-production of it, which I'm doing the lettering of the pages. It's a comic book series chronicling the adventures of Jelly Bean Turner, who is a young lady who hails from Atlanta. And she travels throughout the galaxy via her abilities to dreamscape when she goes to sleep here on Earth and wakes up in other places.
So, now that sounds like my jam. And since you all don't know, go ahead and let the people know who you are, where you're from, what you do.
What's going on, world? My name is Nerviance Henry, but y'all can call me Slim Jim Longfoot, aka the GOAT King of America. I am an artist. I'm a writer. Atlanta born, Decatur raised, ATL born, Decatur raised, as I like to say. Been here all my life, all these 42 years of life. You know what I'm saying? I just live life to the fullest as far as, keep my mind open about certain situations such as life, love, and the pursuit of happiness, and just making it do what it do. Just making it do what it do. Me and my bro, who I've known for over 30 years, Corley Manning, aka Johnny Quest Gaming, we co-founded UGI Studios, which houses our imprints such as and characters such as my Jelly Bean Dream and his creation, The Force. And also he has another joint coming out called Savage Space Toast. He is actually the artist on my first issue of Jelly Bean Dream, and I'm working on another book featuring the characters from Jelly Bean Dream with web series created by the name of Alex Fernandez, who created the web series Body Jumpers. We have a book coming out called Dreamcatcher, which I'm also in post-production of working on that. I did all the art for that particular book.
Awesome. Black excellence. You to go for real. So when I was first getting into YouTube and being in the different circles, I tried to find people who are like-minded and kindred spirits. And of course, your art spoke out to me. So I'm going to show a little bit of what I see here last on your YouTube page. Anybody out, y'all want your identity and essence to be captured. I think he can
That
definitely do
part.
it for you. He can definitely do it for you. And
That
I
part.
love all things artistic in the way that you express yourself and the way you're very transparent and candid about things. So shout out to you. Black excellence, the GOAT. He's here.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. You know what I mean? That's how we
Yeah.
gotta do. That's how we gotta do.
Yes,
That
yes.
part. That part. So with that being said, also I am, like I said, I am a writer. I have written three urban novellas. The first one being the book called Getting Some Pookie, the remake. Well, it was originally called Getting Some Pookie, but then I
Okay.
created I did a remix, featuring stories that I did when I was a teenager in the original book. So this is right
Gotcha.
here. This is Getting Some Pookie, the remix, which has been available on Amazon. You had to excuse me. This is my copy. It's been available since 2016. It originally was published back in 2010. 2010, and I have the sequels as well: Hotter Than Fire, Wetter Than Water, Volume 1 and Volume 2.
Okay.
Volume 3's been on hiatus for a minute because after my mom passed, I had stopped working on those particular books. As far as that go, I wasn't motivated enough to work on those books. I had got back into
I
my
understand.
in my artistry, in my arts side, after I came up out of that little funk after that. So
Got
you
you.
know
Got you.
but
I, I can definitely understand and relate. When my grandfather passed, I stopped all music production. So this is definitely a new phase of trying to get back into it.
and she
Uh
got some heat too, y'all. Y'all gotta check her out. OMM, y'all gotta listen to OMM. You dig me? You feel
Thank
me?
you, thank you. Now you mentioned earlier, you said you're gonna spend time with your dad. So I like to do little icebreakers, and since Father's Day is literally tomorrow, let's get into the Father's Day, the dad jokes version. Um, I want to do funny or nah. So I've been stumbling across these dad jokes, and you tell me if you find it funny or if it's corny, funny or not.
Okay, okay. Let's get it. Let's get it.
All right. So first one up. Dear Math, grow up and solve your own problems.
That's funny.
That
I
was
dig that.
that was real clever.
You gotta solve your own problems, math. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do your math thing. You feel me?
Yes, make that math
I
because
like. Right, right. Exactly. I like that. I like that. I like that. And see, that's the thing. Like dad jokes in their essence are meant to be corny. But
yes,
if they don't hit,
no,
if they don't have that certain, there's
it's
like,
not gonna do it. It's not gonna do it.
but that did it though. So that's
Okay,
funny.
gotcha. Okay, second one. I only know 25 letters of the alphabet. I don't know why.
Funny. Funny. I
Yeah.
ain't heard that before. I like that one. I only know because when you first started saying, I was like, wait, you don't know 25 and 26, and then you say, I don't know why. Like,
See where we're going
got
here.
it, got it, got it,
All right.
got him.
Next one. How does the moon cut his hair? Eclipse it.
I was wondering how they were gonna do that, and then I was like, okay.
It got
And
to be
that so
stirred.
it was almost on the edge there, but then when it triggered, I was like, oh, okay, eclipse. I like that. I like that. I like that. So far, 3 for 3. So far,
Okay,
3 for 3.
okay.
Three for
I
three.
like
Come.
these too, but I just want to see if you vibe with them. Why don't eggs tell jokes?
Why don't eggs tell jokes?
they crack each other up.
I like that one. I like that one. I like that one. I like that one. I was thinking of everything else except that.
Really? I mean, when I first saw it, I was immediately thinking of Humpty Dumpty. So I was like, I wonder how they was just gonna word it. But then I saw the answer, so I was like, cool, cool.
I like
All right,
that.
the last one. I don't trust stairs. They always up to something.
I like that one. They always up to something. Up to something. Something well upstairs. I like that. I
Right.
like that. I like that. I like that. So
They were good
that's 5 for
soft-hearted
5 right
parents.
there.
Okay,
That was 5 for 5 right there. I like that. I like
Dads,
that.
y'all need some jokes. Y'all can borrow these.
Get on them, y'all. Get on them because I mean, hey, you know what I'm saying. You're gonna be a cool dad for so long. It's time. Hey, it's time for you to wear it down, and you know what I'm saying. And you pull out them cornballs. Pull out them cornballs.
And get to slapping that knee when you know make your own laugh to the joke, so you know you can
Right.
spark some laughter behind it. Slap your own
Yeah,
knee.
right. All right. You know what I'm saying. They get the crowd hyping and be like.
Right. All right. I love these little icebreakers. They always do me well. Now it's
That's
time to
good.
get to know you, get into Slim Jim Longfoot a little bit more. So I'm an elevator pitch girl for my businesses and their brands. So what is your personal elevator pitch for your YouTube? Like, what is your why?
All right, y'all. Here is my why to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel basically consists of all things Slim Jim Longfoot, from me doing product reviews, me doing how-to videos for YouTubers, TV and movie reviews, reactions, video clips. I do live streams on my channel, daily vlogs. Today I just did my 1201st daily vlog. I've been doing daily vlogs for 1201 days straight. And last but not least, my art video series GOAT 1408 TV, where I draw something on each episode. I'm currently at 171 episodes of GOAT 1408 TV, and I have my list up to 186 on that series.
Yes.
Um, so that's pretty much my pitch on what I do on my channel. You know, I do shorts on there as well, and you know, I mean, it's just you know, Slim Jim Longfoot. You vibing with me and my citizens of the Goat Nation, which is what I call my subscribers, because we are all a nation of goats. We are all great, and that's what we want to you know, push out there each and every day on how to love yourself, believe in yourself, and manifest greatness on 5 levels: on that physical level, on that mental level, on that spiritual level, on that emotional level, and that financial level. That's what we do, baby.
That's right. That's right. All things boss, and I think that's why we vibe. So, when exactly did you start your initial YouTube journey?
My first YouTube channel I started back in 2006. Like, I first discovered YouTube back in '05 when I was on a site called High Five, a social site called High Five, and
Remember?
somebody posted a video up of a commercial that I hadn't seen in over 20 years at that time. And it was one of my favorite commercials as a kid. It was the Michael Jackson Pepsi commercial with him and his brothers and Alfonso Ribeiro. And I clicked on it and you know, saw it. I was like, oh my God, I ain't seen this commercial in forever. And so it was on a site called YouTube. And so that was how I discovered YouTube, when they posting up all these rare and stuff like that. You know, I was going down my Michael Jackson rabbit hole, because that's my dude right there. You know, then all day you see back there,
Yeah.
R.I.P. to the king. You feel me? So I was just going down the rabbit hole and coming across other stuff that was on YouTube, and then I was like, by 2006, which was the next year, I was like, let me go ahead and make me a channel. And at that time, I didn't have a lot of, as far as like like high tech stuff, like cameras and all that stuff. This 2006, so you didn't have smartphones or anything like that at that time. So I didn't have any way to like be consistent on YouTube, showcasing, art or whatever. I would do videos here and there on my YouTube channel. It was very sporadic. And so then once Google eventually bought YouTube, and then they came up with their own email called Gmail. And so I created my Gmail in 2011, and with it came another YouTube channel. And so I started using that YouTube channel more than my original YouTube channel, since it was more convenient, because signing in through my Gmail. And next thing you know, I'm on this YouTube channel, which is my second YouTube channel that I was on. And so I was doing videos here and there from 2011 up until 2018, when I became consistent, when my bro Johnny Quest Gaming got me my iPad here, got me my
Yeah.
iPad right here, my first anything, because I ain't buy iPods and iPhones and all that stuff. So my first iPad. And so from there I started doing time lapse art videos from my iPad, which is what led to the creation of my series GOAT 1408 TV. And so that's when I started doing that. And so, that was what I was doing on my channel. And, I would, do other videos, like how-to videos and stuff of this nature. As I was, growing on YouTube, I wanted to share my experiences on YouTube. And then 2020 happened. And what happened in 2020? And when I say 2020, I don't mean it for the global perspective of it. We're talking February 27th of 2020, when my body crashed on me. And I was at the hospital. Like at first I was feeling, really dehydrated. I was feeling dehydrated, and I was, I thought I had the flu, what I'm saying? Because, at that time it's February, so I'm thinking I'm feeling drained because, I'm coming down with a cold or something like that. And so my dad, he was like, something ain't right, what I'm saying? We need to go ahead and go to the hospital. At first I was like, nah, but then I was like, my dad's saying we gotta go to the hospital, and he don't like hospitals at all. So I was like, go ahead and go. So me and my dad and my cousin, we went to the hospital. By the time I got through the doors, I was starting. I felt my body shutting, I could feel my body shutting down, and I clinged onto the wall because my legs were giving up under me. My cousin, he went to go get me a wheelchair, and I felt like how you see in the movie, like they're shutting down all the lights. You see all the lights go. That's how I felt my body doing, and I'm in my head. I was like, what is going on? Like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? And I felt my jaw dropping, and my mouth slurring like I was talking. I was like, I was in my head. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, what is going on? And so made it to the room. I was feeling, telling them my name. They was like asking me my name and all that stuff. And then they got me on the gurney, got my clothes off and whatnot. And they checked my blood, and they told me that it's a good thing you came up in here, because you would have stroked up out of here tonight. My blood sugar was over 1,200. And so they was like, you have type 2 diabetes. I was like, and I was like, what? And I was like, and so I spent 6 days in the hospital, and I was just sitting there like, how in the heck did I get to this situation here? Like, I knew a mofo was getting kind of fat, because when I look at my pictures, I was like, what is that? When you take pictures of him, like, I mean, I still look good, but I was like, dang, like, I ain't got no neck. Like, what is going on? What? Like, you be looking at it like, and then of course you clothes, and you're like, dang, I can't wear a large shirt no more. I find myself getting extra larges now, and I'm like, but then it was like, like, dang. So I hit a plateau. My body hit a plateau where it was like, no mas. You got to get yourself right. And so after the hospital on March the 3rd, I said to myself that the next day is going to be the start of my journey. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I knew if I was going to do this, I mean, it's a daily thing. And so March the 4th, 2020, I did day 1 of my journey, and I named it Diabetes and I. And at first I didn't know if I was going to like post up, every week, or how I was going to do it. But I was like, hey, this is something I got to do every day. So as far as checking my blood sugar, watching what I eat, this, that, and the third, this everyday thing. So may as well see if I can do it every day. I didn't know how long I would do it. As I always say about things, take things day by day. And here we are 1,201 days later of this
Yes.
daily vlog series. And so, it kind of added up
Listen, ain't God good?
all the time. All the
12,
time.
over 1,200 days. Look at this.
Yep.
So you segued me into the topic of health, and now would you say that your series, your daily vlogs, are your favorite series that you have?
I mean, I do them every day. So at this point, it's as routine as, like washing my face or brushing my teeth in the morning, even more so because like might be some mornings where I ain't going nowhere. Hey, I might
Right.
forget to brush my teeth until you feel that yuck mouth in the back of your throat. Oh, I gotta go brush my teeth. So
Right.
but yeah, it's such a routine now. It's something that I do every day to just I do it basically for myself. Now people come and watch, they come and watch, but I
Mhm.
basically do it for myself because this is my journey. Like, I can go back and look at, what I was doing 100 days ago, 200 days ago, 300 days ago, 400 days ago now,
Right.
and seeing what was going on that day. And, it's basically a time capsule for myself and,
Exactly.
my the ones behind me, my niece's kids and my future kids, whenever they pop up, you get a chance to see this journey from, like, you can literally see like the pandemic unfolding because
Hmm.
this happened in February.
Right.
And and then March came around, and I was expecting to go back to work in early April, and I didn't end up going back to work until the spring of 2021.
Right.
So
Right.
so so,
So
so it was
I
like,
like the
hey,
fact that you're doing it daily because, like you said, you can see that time capsule, that how it unfolds. So it's a memory piece for you, it's an accountability piece for you, but it's also a development of a how-to for a lot of people who are enduring with diabetes. So for the people who don't know, can you distinguish, give them a little bit of a background of type 1 and type 2 diabetes so they'll know the differentiations of it?
now with type 1 is usually what people end up getting when they're kids. Like when you hear about kids with diabetes, those are the ones that have type 1. Type 2 is what you end up getting, when you're older, when you're an adult. If you have it when you're, teenage and younger, that's type 1. And that's even more severe because, obviously you're younger, and kids already don't eat right unless you get on. So they have to, definitely watch their sugars. And it's a whole process, of course, along with their developing stages, puberty and hormones and all that stuff, them getting older like that. And it's the same with adults in a sense because we have to stay on top of what we eat, what I'm saying. And if you aren't producing enough insulin in your body, then you have to get shots. Now, that's why it's important to get on a diet. And you don't have to, like, I say you have to stick with it. But there are days where hey, if you might want to you know eat a little something, saying a little spicy or whatever, not spicy, but saying a little,
Yeah,
saying do
something
that.
with a
But
little kick.
on
Yeah.
so it's a balance. It's all a balance. And that's what the problem was, that when you have a steady diet, like, people forget that diet is what you eat. It isn't, like when people used to say, I'm going on a diet. No, you don't go on a diet. A diet is what you eat. Some people have a diet of greens and vegetables and fruits. Some people have a diet of meats and breads and pastas or whatever. Your diet has to be balanced. Your diet, if you feel like that, of course, you're gaining too much weight, cut out the
Hmm.
carbs, cut out the sugars, and do a little bit more, saying movement as far as exercise and stuff go, walking and this, that, and the third. Even if it's just walking around your house, walking to and fro, back and forth,
Right.
do a routine of pacing back and forth if you don't like to be outside, doing all that. So
It's like you
That's
said, it's a balance of trying to figure out what works for your body, because anatomy is definitely something intriguing. What works for me may not work for the next person.
exactly.
What makes you gain weight may not make the next person gain weight.
Exactly, and that right there is the whole thing. That's why you have to, know you have to know yourself. Nobody can know you better than you. Nobody can know you better than you. So if you taste something and that mud don't taste right to you, then that means you don't eat it no more, right? So
Right.
like nobody can tell you, oh well, taste it again, it tastes better. Like I tasted that one time, I'm good. It's not good for me. You like it, but it's not good for me. Like I didn't start liking watermelon until last year, and that was
Mm,
because when I was a kid, I thought it was messy and disgusting.
yeah.
That was me as a kid. I was like, ugh, look at y'all, like savages.
Yeah.
And then I had some last year, and I was like,
Okay, I could
this
do
stuff,
this.
this stuff, I'm a Negro now.
Okay, because I was about to say that some people probably gonna take your black card for a minute. I don't know.
Shoot, I'm on it now. Shoot, just like the cartoon back in the day. I
Yes. All right.
ain't
So
gonna
with your trying to figure out what your balance is, what does your self-care and look like to support your health?
My self care, I like to have lots of greens in my diet. I love kale. I love eating salads. That's part of the routine when that I like to put in a meal. Each and every day, as far as like that go. Just um I had created like a kale mushroom quesadilla, and it's funny because if you had to ask me about stuff like this 5-6 years ago, I didn't eat kale back then, nor did I like mushrooms. I didn't even like mushrooms. I didn't start liking mushrooms till my cousin. Shout out to my cousin, Pharaoh's Rise. She fixed me some fried mushrooms one time. I was like,
Mm,
how you do that? Like these smells good, and kale as well. Like she had her kale tasting like steak, so I was like, I don't know how you did this, but yeah, I got to repeat this process because I
yes.
like me some kale, and now I eat kale in salads and stuff like that. I mean, I even started eating olives a couple of years ago, which I didn't eat olives, beforehand. And it's a funny thing, but one thing you won't catch me eating no onions because I ain't gonna never ever ever like onions. So you got some onion related around me? Nope. The only thing that
Okay.
got with onion in it is some um um sour cream and onion potato chips. That's the only onion related thing I like. Other than
Okay.
that, nope, nope,
Okay,
no.
I can
But
do kale because I like kale, and then I started making kale chips when I was on my keto journey.
okay.
I'm a little iffy about these mushrooms, but I was talking to my friend who owns the vegan palette last episode, and she was like, "You got to get these type and do it like this because it has like different flavors that resembles meat." So I'll give that one another try. I'm not too much of a fan of olives either, but onions, don't you do my onions like that? But I understand. I understand. I have a friend. She is allergic to onions, so I have to be careful about what I put in the food when she is over. When I'm eating them, when we're at lunch, and she's like, "Ugh, them death killers." So, like I said, what works for me may not work for other people.
Man, wow.
Yeah.
Hey,
So,
exactly. That's what it is. Like if it
see,
hey, there you go.
really, okay, Nikiki.
That part.
Okay, I get you. Onions are. I hear you, but they good to me.
Hey, hey, I ain't mad at my dad like onions, my mama like onions, so it's like, y'all like y'all onions, so hey,
But
I
I
ain't
feel
hey
I feel that way
hey
about tomatoes.
hey I
I
hey
can do tomatoes.
now me and tomatoes, I love me some tomatoes.
So you can have all the tomatoes.
I mean, I used to call myself in second grade the tomato boy.
Really? Do tell. Where did this come about?
Because I love tomatoes. So I was like, I call myself the tomato boy.
Nikki is chiming in again. She's allergic to tomatoes also.
Nikki? Oh Lord.
Look,
Praise your soul, Nikki.
it's quite a
Praise
bit.
your
It's always a
soul.
journey with finding out what we can and cannot eat daily.
Wait. She's actually allergic to tomatoes?
Yes. Strawberries
Wow.
also, and pineapple.
Wow. Wow, that is crazy. Dang, that man. So far I haven't been allergic to any foods in my life, thank God. Like I know somebody who is actually allergic to chocolate, which that just boggled my brain. Like,
Mhm.
how?
I had a
What?
classmate like that, but she would love to try to eat it. So she's eating and scratching, and then we're like, stop.
Stop. Are you trying to commit seppuku up in here? Like, what are you doing? Like, jeez, like man, good thing that was before. What was that before camera phones? 'Cause,
We were just getting into the flip phones. So yeah, you
so,
know,
ooh, yeah,
it
she
wasn't the era of putting everything on blast on the internet.
right. Even though Kelly still warned y'all, Kelly told y'all, ain't gonna talk about you on the internet because Mama talk better than that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
uh,
That's right.
yeah.
so so let's get back to the diabetes. So for you, what is a warning for you that your levels are high or low?
My warnings for me is my vision, because when it was first going on, before I went to the hospital 2 weeks prior, my far sight was getting bad. And I at first, because at that time I had just turned 39, and so I'm thinking to myself, hey, I guess I'm starting to get old. Like, like, am I gonna start needing glasses or something? Like I couldn't read nothing on my calendar on my wall right here. I couldn't. Michael Jackson, who's on my wall over here, poster from the '80s. His face was blurry. I couldn't see his face, and I was like, something going on. Like, man, I might have to go to the doctor and check my eyes out or something. So,
Right.
so that was a warning sign, as far as like now, these days, what would be a warning sign, checking my blood sugar. I like my blood sugar to be between 90 to at least maybe like 180. Sometimes it might hit 2, but that's because I know I might have ate something, that was a little, that had a little bit of, in it, as far as like, like if you eat some like some fried foods or something like that. So that's why I try to make sure I keep my diet balanced. And so
Gotcha.
water definitely, gotta keep your H2O on deck, because we are
Mm-hmm.
majority made out of water, as y'all know. And so you
Six
gotta
water.
stay on top of it, you feel me? Gotta stay on top of your water. And so that along with just your energy level, like sometimes you just might be tired just because you don't went to work or this, that, and the third.
Right.
But if it's days where you ain't really did much and you're feeling sluggish, then that's when you gotta put some pep in your step, as far as like like, okay, evaluate what you ate past couple of days or whatnot. And that's why I try to stay on top of what I eat, chronicle what I eat, and be like, okay, this might be a day where I need to eat more greens and whatnot. Like early on, during my journey, had started doing the Eat Green Challenge, which I would
Mm.
definitely love to do again. I would do 5 days of just eating nothing but green stuff.
Hmm.
Whether it be kale or spinach or whatever the case, or eat it, or I might eat something just green, just green stuff in 2 of my 3 meals a day. I try to eat 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. If I eat anything in between those, like, maybe,
Snack.
yeah, something like that. But other than that, I try to focus my energy on like three meals that I know I want to eat, during the
Right.
day. And if sometimes it might be a day where, hey, you can't eat what you want to eat. It has to be something that's only available to you at the moment. But that also, you once again, you are in charge of what you put in you. So if it isn't, if it's only something that might not be what you want to eat as far as like health wise, and then that's when you got to just substitute that. Like if it's only bread in the refrigerator, and like I say, you balance with carbs and stuff like that,
Right.
then maybe like take half a piece. Like I try wheat bread. That's pretty much why I don't mess with white bread, or I try not to mess with nothing white anymore as far as like rice or potatoes, even though I love potatoes, because
Right.
but I try to stay
I try
away
to get
from
into
potatoes,
multi-grain
all the white,
bread.
right.
Got you.
And
Hmm.
so that's what you want to stay on top of as far as like
Right.
um more natural stuff. And if it was up to me, man, I would just eat salads every day, because I make a mean chef salad. I put my
Okay.
chopped up ham and turkey in there, my tomatoes, my
Tomato boy.
Parmesan
Okay.
cheese, my olive, right? Some olive oil, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I be on it. My favorite, of course, my Catalina sauce. That's
Okay.
my dressing, baby. And so if it was up to me, I would just eat salads every day. But them things be costing. I don't know if y'all been checking out the way these stores been looking.
Yeah.
Ain't
Yeah.
like it was
And
just
then
a
when you're
year or
trying to
so.
eat clean, it's definitely expensive. Trying to eat clean is expensive.
Right,
But I did have a question. So when you
exactly.
said you like to try to do greens for, at least majority parts of your meals, do you mean like greens for your sides or greens only? Do you add meat? What type of protein are you getting?
It all depends on, like, if I do add meat, like first and foremost, I don't hey, I love me some pork. I love me some pork. Don't let be it fool you. I love me some pork. So hey, hey, we gonna eat some pork if I got some pork to
Okay.
eat. But what I'm saying, if it's not that, then of course, chicken. I love whiting fish, either bake or fry. But early on I was doing a lot of baking my whiting fish, and man, it was. I'm gonna have to start posting up some more of my meals that I did on my community tab, because I had some nice meals, and I did take some pictures of them. And early on, um, like my greens, they were the whole meal, and then I started making them sides. When it would be days where I wanted to eat protein, because that first like
Right.
about that first month that I was out of the hospital, I was just eating like my meal was spinach, cucumbers, and green apples. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Green apples was like my snack. So that's what I was eating, like probably like that first week out of the hospital. I was eating spinach, cucumbers, and some green apples. As a matter of fact, I just remember I had some cucumbers. I bought some yesterday, so I'm about to make me some cucumbers for my lunch probably. Wait, I still got some chicken in there too,
Okay.
so it might be cucumbers and chicken. And I didn't get no honey yesterday. If you never had honey on cucumbers, that
Mm.
is good. That's good. That's good.
Okay, I might give that one a try because I do like my raw honey, especially when it's going in my
Hey,
tea and things
hey,
that I'm baking and on bread. If I do have some biscuits or things like that, so yeah, I definitely give that a try.
honey,
Um,
baby. Yeah,
honey is good.
honey.
It's a natural cleanser as well. But speaking of these cucumbers, you mentioned cucumbers, spinach, and green apples. I remember I tried Dr. Oz's 3-day cleanse, and the first smoothie was good. It was full of berries. It was like a bright purple. It was good and sweet in the morning. I got to that second one. It was all green. When I say green, it had cucumber, spinach, kale,
mm,
celery,
mm,
green apple, and I want to say it was one more, and it was like super thick.
right.
Like my lunch break was maybe an hour. I couldn't get finished with it in an hour. A
Yeah,
whole
that kale made it good and
and
thick. That kale
the
made
celery, too.
Ooh,
I mean,
man,
I
I'm gonna
love
have to
them
try that one.
separately. I'll send you the
Mm-hmm.
recipe. See if you'll get
There
through it
we go.
because I didn't even get through a full day of it because that one took me out. By the time my head was hurting, I texted my mama. I was like, so, because she was doing it with me. So I was like, so, you want some chicken for the night?
Right.
Because I'm done. I'm done. So now if I do a cleanse, I have to have like something with a little bit of meat or protein in it that gives me the resemblance of meat because when you're trying to cleanse, that's a mental thing. So
Right.
you have to wean yourself into a position of that discipline.
Right, exactly. And when you're doing it like quote unquote cold turkey as I was doing it, in those first in that first time, like within that first month, because this was something that I had to completely adjust to. And the way my refrigerator was at that time, it was not, it was like, like during that time, like when I would go to work, like sometimes I might just have cookies for lunch or even dinner, you know what I'm saying? Because you didn't feel like making no full meal or nothing because you beat from work, and boom, you fix something real quick, and it's something real quick that you fix. And the repetition of eating unhealthy is what caused everything. And then of course I even used to call my sweet tea that got made, like, because I love sweet tea. But see, when I think about what I used to call it, I was like, you, yeah, you did this. I
Okay.
used to call my sweet tea liquid diabetes.
Dang. Sound like we. I don't want to say it, but sound like we manifested that.
Right. Uh, that's why I like to refer to myself as trans financial. I identify as a billionaire. So I'm just
Hey,
waiting for my money to come in.
okay. I accept. I identify as well. I do. We both billionaires. That that
Right.
is that is us. That
Right.
is who we are.
Well, I'm just waiting for the money. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I identify. So if y'all like to, yeah, y'all can go ahead and use that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all identify as trans financial, then there you go.
Trans financial. I love it. I love
Hey,
it.
it's Pride Month, so you know what I'm saying. Hey, I'm a proud billionaire. You know what I mean?
There you have it, y'all. We're trans financial. We're billionaires. We're billionaires.
All day, baby, all day.
I love it. I love your sense of humor, your perspective on life, especially after everything that has transpired with your health. So we heard about the day that you went to the hospital, but what were you thinking? What was in your mind when they gave you that diagnosis?
I was like, WTF? Like what? Like what is this? Like what diabetes? You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to the late Wilford Brimley, who, I used to see on commercials, and, used to and see the manifestation is real. It used to be like, that guy diabetes, like,
Yeah.
like
But
really, it's because, diabetes, like my mom, she never had diabetes. My dad doesn't have diabetes, even to this day he don't. His mom had diabetes, and my
so there's
sister,
the
I
link.
found out, and so I found out my sister had got diabetes type 2 the year before. I didn't even know that until I had got it. I was like, what? Like what? So I'm like, what? Like,
Okay.
what is this? What
Right.
is this foolery? Like, what I'm saying? Like it was something that I didn't think was, like in my realm, of as far as like possibility, especially, just off the fact that, my dad, he, you know, hey, he's basically the sugar man. And it's like,
Right. he just
No,
passed it.
I'm
So
thinking I had.
and that's the thing. A lot of things that we don't really pay attention to are hereditary as well. So
Mm,
I think when we're proactive, and I think in this era, a lot of people are proactive. So it's highly important to answer those questions when you go to the doctor when they ask, "Does your family have a history of this? Do you know if your family has a history of this?" Find those
mm,
things out so that you can kind of stay ahead of the curve and go ahead and be proactive, because a lot of things can be taken care of with diet and how you
mm-hmm.
pour into your body.
Yeah. And so it's all something. It's like the same way we put these things into our body, the same way we can repel them. What I'm saying? It's all through, what I'm saying, doing the right things. Like, if, let's say, hey, if I continued eating the way I was eating at first, then most likely I wouldn't be here no more. I mean, I probably would have been already clocked out by now. What I'm saying? If I had to
That's right.
continue down that path, because literally, if I didn't go to the hospital that day, I mean, my body was shutting down when I walked through the door. So if I had still been at home or in the car heading there, what I'm saying, I would have clocked up out of here that day. It
Right.
would have been out of here. And so, continuing to do that lifestyle is something that you have to be on top of. You, I mean, if you want to live, if you want a great quality of life, then you got to put in the work. And so, one of my college mates, after I had, got the type 2, she had told me that her friend had got diagnosed with diabetes, and he was a father of like 5 kids, and he continued to eat the way he was eating, and he's now no longer here,
Oh,
leaving
wow.
behind 5 kids. And so it's like, you know, if you don't make the change, then don't expect to be around much longer. What I'm saying? That's with anything. But
Mm-hmm.
once again, it's all balance, because even like too much of this can be detrimental to your health.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, like, you can't overwater yourself. It's just like overwatering a plant. You can't overwater yourself. What I'm saying? You drown
Yeah.
yourself out.
Yeah, I had a student to do that one day, and she was like, she would carry around the big gallon size jug, and I have
Mm,
one also. But I was telling her, I was like, you gotta take it slow. Even start with just half of the bottle at first. But one day she powered through the whole thing, and she was just like, I just feel like I'm about to bust. So I was
right,
like, yeah, you can overdo it. You can definitely overdo it.
right.
So is that a motivation for you being able, what motivates you daily to get up and keep your balance?
Uh, each and every day I wake up, I know it's a gift. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, not to sound cliche, but of course, this is called a present. So,
Yes.
each and every day is a gift. And so that's what motivates me to keep on going, because, I one day want to sire some offspring, in the name of Father's Day. I want to,
Yeah.
get it on, like Marvin Gaye said, 50 plus years ago, what I'm saying, and make some babies, with a future wife. What I'm saying?
Okay.
Emphasis on that future wife. You feel me? So that's what the goat wants to do, and to keep on pushing forth, in this, and not only make little humans, but continue to work on my babies that I already have, my creations that I've been creating
Yes.
since from childhood up until this current point. My comic book creations, and the characters from my other stories, and this, that, and the third. And putting them out there. What I'm saying? I don't care about being quote unquote famous. What I'm saying? I just want my works to be out there in a boom, and be like, hey, they have some life out here, and
Right.
something that those who are already around right now can go and see and be like, hey, my
Yeah.
uncle made this, or something like that. You
Exactly.
feel
So it gives me a sense of legacy, and of course, we are manifesting generational wealth as well. Um, so with those things, like I said, I gravitated heavily towards the art portion. Not saying that the health was not one, because that's the human interest factor, and it lets you get a deeper sense of who the person behind the brand is. But your art definitely speaks to me. What are three things that you've learned in the process of documenting your art online?
The three things that I have learned. First and foremost, um, I wanna say I've relearned patience because sometimes when my iPad act crazy, you know what I'm saying, it throws me off, you know what I'm saying, as far as like when I'm creating the creating the piece and my iPad might not save the video of the process. And so then I have to figure out another way on how to, create this video to create this presentation online. The second thing that is done is is allowed me to put my art out even further. When I make a video online, I send the links out, this, that, and the third, and spread it out, and people, will come and see the art, and they'll be like, okay, like it, blah blah blah, and this, that, and the third. And the third thing that I'm thankful for as far as this art goes, is definitely brought a sense of community, as far as like other artists that I know, come, check it out, and this, that, and the third. So that's all gravy as far as like this portion of what I'm doing on YouTube. I like to get into more how-to videos concerning art, but I don't really consider myself a quote unquote teacher per se. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm,
know there are other artists out there who can teach better than I can, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm more of a doer, not a teacher. And so
right.
that's why I make my videos so you can see what I do as opposed to, me saying, hey, this is how you do this and that.
Right. But that's a teaching tool also. I
Yeah,
like I said, I work at a university, so I see it a lot where the students come in and they're like, I need to see it. I have one now. There are online classes, but he's like, I need to actually see it in front
right,
of me. So I appreciate you actually, taking it step by step and showing it while you're doing it, because a visual person can sometimes mimic it better than they can listen
right.
to it and retain the step.
Right, just like Nick Cannon's character in Drumline, like he couldn't read the music,
Right.
but as soon as you did it for him, you were
Mm-hmm.
babies,
Mm-hmm.
two babies, three babies. Let me stop.
I'm not about to play with you. Shout out to Nick Cannon and his whole
His
football
clan,
team in it too.
his community,
Right.
the Cannon community.
Facts. So speaking of community, we have dealt with our number of people in our YouTube communities. Is it hard for you to collaborate with different other YouTubers?
No, not really. If I ask somebody, hey, I want to collab, you know what I'm saying? They'd be like, hey, yeah, as far as like most people that I know, or like I told you, like I spoke on the guy who was heavily being promoted by the StreamYard platform on the
Yeah.
StreamYard commercials on YouTube, Chris Brogan. I kept seeing him pop up on my ass, and I was like, let me see who this guy is. And so I went to his channel, checked out his videos, and then I asked him, hey, you want to interview me? And he's like, yeah, sure. Yeah, you come on the show. And I was like, okay, cool. And
Right.
so I ended up on the show. So, I mean, it can be as simple as that. And then, of course, you might have some people, who may have either conflicting schedules or their schedules are already full. So you have to, catch them maybe like a month or two or maybe even 3 months later or whatnot. Everybody has a different schedule. So you got to,
Right.
see what's going on. Like me, I post on YouTube every day. So people know that they can, as long as I'm breathing, they're gonna see me each and every day. And some people might not be on YouTube for maybe a month or even half a year. Like some people be, and it's a trip because when some people are gone and they come back, and if you be gone too long, I'd be like, okay, what's going on? Because I don't already had enough Facebook friends that I'm thinking
Gotcha.
they done left off Facebook and just going living their life and find out they dead. And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
dang, and
I will
that's
say it's a couple from my initial journey in 2020 that I don't really just see anymore, and that could be the momentum behind it, or the want and dedication to it has just kind of went down. Like I see them posting pictures, but I don't see them posting, video and their content, because
And that definitely happened a lot. Especially if they were, content creators who came, because of 2020, being in the house, through the pandemic, and they came to YouTube because it was something for them to do. And then once they was able to get back outside and play in the grass again or whatever, they went off and did their own things again. And so, when it comes to content creating, it's something that you really have to have the passion and patience for, because I was first monetized back in 2021, and I got demonetized at the beginning of last year because I had put some videos of an episode of a series that I had on my computer on my channel, and then I found out that that series was copyrighted. Now me and the copyright owner, we became cool. We was cool, and he was cool with it. He was just like, hey, yeah, just make sure you take it down. But the YouTube had put strikes on my channel, and then after they did that, then they said, oh well, you know what, we're going to demonetize you. And I'm like, hey, we done already sold our stuff, and here y'all come with all this extra. And so I had to go through my channel, which had over 1,000. My channel has over 2,000 videos now. At that time it was over 1,000, so I had to go through all my all my videos over the course of all last year to see any little copyright claims and stuff. I had to clear all that stuff out as far as anything that I had copyright claims on and whatnot like that. And so now my channel is squeaky clean, but I got to get my hours back up. So now I'm on that journey again to get my hours back up. And so it's a journey, man, but
exactly. And for the people that, so this is a great tip for the people who are thinking about doing YouTube and getting on YouTube and starting their journey. Do your research, because it's not as simple as, hey, we turn on the camera and boom. It's not that. So you have to do your research on what the restrictions are, and it gets tougher and tougher each day, especially with more and more people coming on. And those copyright infringements are no joke. I was doing a review on a new show during the pandemic, and you have to be careful about, like, if you want to show an example of a specific clip, you got to be careful about that, because that's somebody else's work. So be careful and make sure your page is clean.
Right. And now, of course, with what was announced this past week, it is easier for you new content creators to possibly get monetized. Now that the bar has been lowered down to 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours. So so ain't y'all lucky?
Facts. But we were for 1,000 and 5,000.
Like, shoot, I remember back in my day, what I'm saying, you had to daggone, shake the cup, and then that's how you got a subscriber.
Oh my goodness. All right, so what's the content goal for you for the rest of 2023?
My content goal is to hopefully get through my list of what I have left on my art series GOAT 1408 TV. Like I said, right now, currently at 171, and I have that list all the way up to 186. I might not be able to do all those episodes this year, but I would like to at least knock out half of those that I got left. But
I think you can.
I think I can too, but also at the same time, I'm working on my books, so I'm going back and forth between working on my books, the other stuff, because the daily vlogs, I'm always going to do the daily vlog, so that's going to be every day on YouTube. But the other stuff that I like to put on YouTube, such as my art video series, which this year will be 5 years since I started that series, so I definitely want to do something, leading up to that day in September, because it's what now, June, September, be here before you know it, 3 more months. And so so definitely would like to have something ready by the time that hits, or at least an episode or whatnot, hopefully be on 175 or past 175 at that point, which is in 4 more episodes. And so once I get my books out the way, that's going to definitely free up my free time to do just that, along with, of course, the everyday stuff of, working this, that, and the third, all that stuff. Shout outs to everybody in the GOAT Nation. Shout outs to my sis, Latanya, and my niece, Paris, and my niece's kids, Dexter, Drew in Dallas. Drew, he has a channel here on YouTube called Drew Motion, where he does the stop motion with his toys. And so
Okay.
he dropped the episode earlier today. Dropped the video earlier today. It was cool. It was real cool. Proud of the kid, man. Proud of him. He doing his
Hey,
thing. I'm proud
shout
of him.
out to him.
So that's pretty much my, my itinerary for um my content here on the channel. Each and every day, doing the daily vlogs. Today day 1201, so 99 more days be 1300. So I haven't mapped out what day that is going to be yet, but I know that's in 99 days. So
Right,
so
right.
that part.
You
So
got it though. I'm
oh yeah,
quite.
no doubt.
You gonna knock
And
it out the
and I
boss way.
definitely and I definitely like to invite you over on my channel next time I do a live stream. So that'll
Yeah,
be cool too. And also, speaking of that, I go ahead and ask what no would you like for me to ask you some questions?
sure. I do want to ask you one more
Oh
question.
yeah, well, ask
What
me.
what can me and the K Lee squad continue to do for you to support you in your endeavors?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked that. That is the most important question to ask.
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost, like I already told you, you already know I'm an artist. And so this right here is one of my books that I have out, the Jelly Bean Dream Anthology. So if y'all could help promote that in any way, talk about that. This is an 80-page anthology showcasing art from different creators doing their art for characters in the Jelly Bean Dream universe. Particularly this character right here. Her name is Jellybean Turner, the protagonist of the series. The cover was done by Anthony Piper, who is a friend of mine and also works for Marvel Comics.
All
Um,
right.
you can get the digital copy of this for only $7 via Cash App. You can get the physical copy for $15, or if you want to get it autographed, you can get it for $25. And so, and we also have a special running where you can get 3 of our books from UGI Studios for only $15, which includes this, the Jelly Bean Dream Anthology, The Force issue number 1, and our very first book from UGI Studios, The Adventures of Pimp and Strong. You can get all of them digitally for only $15 via Cash App. And I just started pre-orders for issue number 1 of Jelly Bean Dream, which will be coming soon. So as soon as the book is done, I will be dropping digital copies to those who pre-ordered it to their email. The digital copies of that is only $7 via Cash App. So if y'all want to go ahead and get on that, let's get on that, baby. And we trying to give y'all new original heroes and content out
Yes.
here. You know
That
what I'm
look
saying?
like us.
That look like us, are owned by us. Because much as y'all be Wakanda forever, that ain't owned by us, baby. You ain't gonna get nothing there, none of that money. They can change Black Panther each and every day because we don't own it. That's They ain't ours, man. It ain't ours. Superman ain't ours. Quit asking for a black Superman, a black Batman, a black Spider-Man. Hey, go ahead and get characters that are already who they are. You feel me? Don't ask for them to throw a coat of paint on an established hero. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm.
it ain't it ain't us. It's just you just trying to
The
sit at
origin
the
of
table.
it.
Yeah.
The origin is already us.
Mm-hmm.
So if
Right.
y'all want to copy any of his material, his Cash App is there. Make sure to include your email or shoot him an email. Where can they reach out to you at?
Y'all can reach out. I'm on all social medias at goat1408. At goat1408. That's all my social medias, and also my email is UGI Studios ATL at gmail.com. And as you can see right there, my link tree, it shows all my links in there, including an awesome app that I have on my phone that pays you for surveys and referrals. I made over $250 off that app, so I know it real, baby. You feel me? Because y'all remember when they were doing all that cloud pay and all them weird apps like that you rack up all this money in there, and then when you get ready to cash out and you don't get none of it, nah, that one don't work like
Mm.
that. Yeah, feel me?
Okay. Hit them up. These are definitely boss moves, and I support boss moves.
Bouse.
Yes. Now I'm a flip the switch. We're gonna place you in the host seat for this segment. Now it's time to get to know Kaylee. Ask me anything. I know you have some good questions over there.
Most definitely. And it's funny because one of my questions is similar to one that you just had. Well, actually, anyway, here we go. First question: what is your favorite color?
Mm. I can firmly say red these days because it used to be blue
Hey,
forever. Now it's red.
hey, red happens to be my second favorite color.
What's your
Black is
first?
my first.
Okay.
Hey,
That's on my list too. But red is something about it when I see it. It's something that burns deep inside of me. So I feel like it's fierce.
the
It
passion.
just yes, all of that, and that's just me.
Hey, that what I'm talking about. That what I'm talking about. Hey, see what I'm saying? Red, baby, and I got on her new favorite color now. See, you know what I'm saying? With the goat, baby, you feel me? That
Yes.
part. So, my next, my next question to you: what motivates you to create content on YouTube? See, that was just
Mm,
basically what you just asked me.
I did. What was your motivation? I did. So mine, I've always been a helper. Like I was always that person who felt like I needed to assist and help somebody. When they confide in me, I gotta fix it. So I feel like one way to fulfill my purpose is to come on and share the knowledge that I have gained or share my experience. I never know, so I might touch somebody who may not even know that they're going through something, but it might resonate with them. So I try to kind of bounce around a few different things with the things that I'm passionate about, and hopefully, what I'm relaying will help somebody else.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Kaylee, the boss, aka helper. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a boss is. A boss is someone who, you know what I'm saying, leads by example. And so, if you want to be a boss, you got to, a boss isn't just ordering people around, or it's about making moves and making move. The most important move that you can make in this world is helping people, and that motivates them to help others. And you know what I'm saying? You lead that way, you know what I'm saying? That's boss behavior. You feel me? So that's how you do that. So my third question, Miss Kaylee, what are your plans for the rest of 2023? 2020.
Ooh. So I am working on restructuring a few different things when it comes to my platforms, when it comes to my life. I moved into my new space in November, but yeah. But when I went through my surgery and everything, I just kind of took a beat and took a pause. So now it's trying to get everything together in here, find my balance for the year to see what my power and my boss behavior looks like in my new space. So hopefully I will start the production also for my new music release. I'm working on an EP. I have
Hey,
everything taken care of. I just need to start the production part, and then we'll set a new date and get you guys this new music. So it's grind time.
that one time, that one time. Before I get into my last question, first and foremost, I am so glad that you are doing great. You know what I'm saying? That you are back on your boss behavior, that you are on your health journey of getting better. And I'm so, and just like the doctor said, the fact that you went that you was going through that for so long, thinking that was just sinuses. I'm glad that it was caught, and it didn't end up being a tragic situation. So
Exactly.
that is freaking awesome. You feel me? That is
And
freaking
that
awesome. And that's
exactly.
and that's why I, what I'm saying, when she asked me what the topic was going to be on this, I'm saying, on this episode right here, I was like, hey, I'm saying, we beating death for now, I'm saying, because eventually
Indeed.
it's going to get us eventually, I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
hey, he undefeated, but dang it, we ain't going right now. So
Right.
what I'm
We
saying,
got
we're
more
gonna
to
win as
do.
many battles. We're gonna win as many battles as possible until what I'm saying, the final one. You feel me? So that's what it is, baby. That's what it is. And so with that being said, when it comes to the opposite of death, what I'm saying, how immortality per se. And so with that being said, the best way that we can be immortalized is through, you know what I'm saying, our creativity, through our arts. You know what I'm saying? You're an artist, I'm an artist, you're an artist of the audio perspective and
Yes.
of the visual perspective, because you do your own visuals, your graphics and everything.
I do.
So with that being said, Miss Artist, Miss Kaylee, my final question is this: would you like to be drawn on GOAT 1408 TV?
Yes, without a doubt. I ain't even got to think about that. Yes.
All right. And so what you do, you know, when you get a chance on Instagram, you send me a video, you keep it in the chat so I can save it, and you say, you can say it however creative you want, but you know, you say you are now watching GOAT 1408 TV. When I get that video, I'm gonna go lock you in for an episode. And the one that's coming up, if you send it before the day is over with, then that means you will be on episode 187. And ain't that something? 187.
Yes.
Ah,
Okay. I love it. Yes. All right. I
yeah,
got you. I got you.
that part. Boss
Oh,
behavior, baby.
over here. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Any more questions? Or
That's
that's
it.
all.
That's
That's all
it.
we got today.
That's all the questions. The only other question I got for you is that um when you do feel your trans financial status, don't please don't forget your boy. Please don't
Will
forget your boy.
not. Will not at all. I'm helping. I'm helping all my people. All
And
the day
because she's a
ones.
helper, you know, because she's a helper. And she got on that boss behavior, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? OMM, baby. OMM, you better know it.
Mind on my money. Money on my mind.
Fine. That part. Better know it. Better know it. You feel
What's good?
me?
All right. So that's all we have for today. I want to thank you. Thank you for spending time with us on this Saturday. It has definitely been a joy, an enlightenment. Again, restate your Instagram name for them so they can get you and contact you for some assistance and just stay up on your journey.
Well, I'm on everything: TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. You can find me at GOAT1408. And of course, you can see me here on YouTube each and every day on my channel. So if you want to get in contact me, if you want to follow me on all the social medias, then do just that at GOAT1408, baby. You know what I'm saying? We recognize all members of the GOAT Nation on all platforms, all citizens of the GOAT Nation. That's why I love to call my subscribers, followers, whatever they call. We are the citizens of the GOAT Nation because we are a nation of goats. We manifest greatness on every level. You feel me? We all greats, baby.
Boss. Do you hear it? Boss. All right, y'all. Make sure to follow him. Make sure to follow me. For those who have a topic that they want to suggest, music that they want reviewed, art that they want reviewed. If you want to be a guest, just hit me up at the email that's scrolling below, kaylee.baent@gmail.com, and we can get it cracking. But until next time, keep it bossy, keep it saucy, and don't forget to tell your girl how you bossing.